now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled Rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
It's me, Daniel,
And this is Ben.
on Spoiled Rotten. And today we are spoiling the first 4 episodes of Peacemaker, Season 2. That's right. We have not seen Episode 5, even though when you're listening to this, Episode 5 has come out already. So there will be no, hinting at stuff. If it sounds like we genuinely haven't seen it. We're not trying to play coy. So yeah, I feel like big things will be revealed that will make this feel like ever, but you're not listening for us to break news. You're listening to hear our thoughts on the episodes that we saw.
Absolutely. And I think episode 4, the ending point for episode 4 is a really, really good spot for us because it gives us the ability to be like, oh, what's happening next and all this kind of stuff. It definitely gave us a good cliffhanger. I feel like episode 5, we'd have a little bit more clarity and it would be a very different discussion altogether.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, because we'll probably be guessing. People will already know what the answers are.
Yeah. Just to give them context to be like, hey, this is our show, not yours. So if you're going to call us dummy, well, that's probably
It's fair.
geared towards me, and you can do on Twitter or whatever social media outlet you choose to. Engagement, baby. No. No. We're doing season 2, episode 1 to 4.
Yeah. So episode 1, we kind of figure. I feel like everyone's talked about this by now, but yes, they have retconned season 1 by saying that Justice Gang showed up at the end, not Justice League. So that was Mr. Terrific, Superman, Supergirl, Hawk Girl. They don't call her Hawk Woman, right? It's Hawk Girl.
It's Hawk Girl, I think. Yeah.
And Supergirl. Lots of girls.
And
Anyway,
Green Lantern.
I thought
Do we
I
say
said
Green
that, but
Lantern?
Green
Okay, yeah.
But you know what? Better safe than sorry.
Let's say him again.
Yeah, so they showed up, and instead of Aquaman and Flash having a joke about something, Peacemaker said it's Green Lantern and Hawkgirl, who also show up in this episode with, why do I always
Shotgun.
I always want to say it's Max Lord.
Maxwell Lord, yeah.
Yeah, I always want to say Phil Lord because of the, the people.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street people and so on. Anyway, The big thing about this, obviously, is that he finds a universe where his dad is not terrible to him and his brother is alive, which I genuinely did not see coming.
I didn't see that coming. That was the shock to me. I'm like, yeah, okay, your dad being alive, whatever. Well, I'm
was
just
like, who cares? But then I was like, his brother's alive. Now
yes,
I'm in.
yes, and it's Pam's ex.
Yes.
Great.
I mean, James Gunn just calls him his friend. Obviously, he would have known him from The Office.
Yeah.
Because he was married to Jenna
Fisher. Yes.
I almost said Jenna Elfman. I'm having a bad day, guys. Yeah. Jenna Fisher. He was married to her. And so he probably hung out with The Office gang a lot. I mean, Rainn Wilson is in his movies. Super, to be exact. I'm sure he's in other stuff, but I'm not a Rainn Wilson fan, so I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the actor's name is David Denman. So he was in that Power Rangers movie, which made me be like, yeah, I like him, man. You're not just Roy.
Yeah.
You're a good dad guy.
Yep. David Denman.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of things, but yeah, he is officially part of the DC universe now.
Yep.
As Peacemaker's brother Keith. I feel like they haven't officially said what his superhero name is.
No, but
I feel
Wikipedia
like James
tells
Gunn
us
did on the podcast, but
does he?
I don't remember. Yeah, he.
Well, I'm just gonna say it right now. It's Captain Triumph.
See, that's not what James Gunn said. So
really?
Yeah.
What did James Gunn say?
I don't remember what he said, but it didn't. I don't remember it being that. It doesn't matter. He's there. I thought he looked like Judge Dredd in the opening credits.
A little bit, yeah.
But I'm the only one that thought that because I feel like everyone was like, "Oh, I know who this is," and I was like, "I guess I'm just not that into DC." I really thought I was, but I didn't know him. So yeah, this obviously what this brings up for Peacemaker is, even though he saved the world, which I do forget about season 1, is that he does save the
Hmm.
entire world. I was just like, yeah, he started work on himself after having such a racist and terrible dad.
Hmm.
But in addition to that, he also saved the world, which is important to remember.
Hmm.
And everyone is either being punished for that. Everyone who's on that, what are they, like the 11th Street kids or
The
whatever?
11th Street Kids is what they
Yeah,
call
everyone
themselves.
who's on there is either being punished or just has not changed their standing in life
Hmm.
whatsoever. Um, so it's important that we know that there's this universe where seemingly he has everything he wants.
Hmm.
Sorry, everything he needs, I would say, because there's still in later episodes the idea that he could get with Harcourt there, but I think what he needs is the love of his father and his brother to not be dead.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
so he has what he needs in that universe, in addition to people loving Peacemaker in that universe
Hmm.
versus him being a joke still in
Hmm.
our universe. And so yeah, I'm gonna mostly just talk about Peacemaker in this portion, but yeah, I think there's the really sad scene. I know it's played for jokes, but like I felt really bad for him when he was trying to be so earnest when he was trying out for the Justice Gang, and they were
Yep.
just being really shitty about it.
Oh God, that was rough. That was really, really rough. It played better in
The trailer,
the trailers for sure. It was funnier in the trailers. When I was watching it in the actual episode, I'm like, this just feels cruel. It feels really, really cruel, especially with like the imagery of like the woman before him just
yeah,
leaving
because
in
that's a
tears.
Batman villain. I
I
didn't know
guess
that.
so,
It's
but
weird that she would want to be a superhero, but like if she's a Batman villain, but who cares?
yeah.
The yeah, they set you up obviously because you see her crying before you see what
Hmm.
happens, and even though I knew how the trailer played it, I was like, but they must like say things to you, and then you
Hmm.
realize no, it's all just you're hearing what they're actually thinking. Well, I saw people saying that that was something Guy Gardner did on purpose to Maxwell Lord, which
Yeah,
I didn't really catch. Like
that's
I just thought he thought it was really funny that it
no,
happened and didn't
that's
care.
I got that was my impression too. Is Gardner was just being a dick. It was just like left his mic on while everyone else was doing the mic on
No,
and
he
off
broke
thing.
the mic. The switch is broken.
He broke it. Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
Well,
I didn't see it as he broke it because
okay.
they go out of their way to show you it's broken. It's not that he like somehow made it
Mhm.
come back on when it wasn't supposed to be on. It's just is broken.
See, I thought he was just being a dick and just like, no, I left it on. It was funnier this way. Like, because I can see Guy Gardner being
Yeah,
that person.
yeah. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot of times where I'm like, I just didn't see it that way. And then I'm not saying it's
Sure.
wrong. I
Hmm.
just go along with what everyone else is saying. But I was like,
Sure.
oh, I didn't really get that he actively did that because I don't really see the point in making one of your main heroes that much of a dick.
See, yes, I got a different impression too at first. I was like, is this because this helmet is new to Peacemaker like it's a newer helmet, right? So it's just like, does he just not know how this helmet works? Because he relied on his dad to explain like and make the helmets. I'm like, now that his dad's gone, does he just not know how his shit works? That's what I thought. But then I'm like, oh no, the thing's just broken. Or
The
he was being
mic,
a dick or whatever. The mic, yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Either way.
they have serious questions, but yeah, Maxwell Lord obviously doesn't want him on the team because immediately he's like, no, this guy's a sociopath, or he put that he's indecisive.
Mhm.
All things he doesn't want Peacemaker to hear, and yeah, they get very homophobic, which I like.
Yes.
That later on, Peacemaker's like, they said my superpower is like dick. That's not an insult.
It's a
That's
compliment.
right. That's a
Yeah.
compliment. Fuck them.
Yeah. That's actually hilarious to me that it was like because it was revealed that like his character is bisexual and it's just like wait are and I read that after I saw this first episode. I'm like,
Yeah,
wait,
but
are they doing a
he
bit
mentioned
right
that in
now? But
season one.
then yes, but then I forgot about that.
Oh
So
yeah.
that was my thing. I forgot about it. And then I'm like, are they making fun of this right now? Or are they because it genuinely feels like he was like being defensive about like how good his dick sucking skills were. And I'm like, all right. And then I just remember, oh yeah, they did announce he
I
was
don't.
bisexual.
I guess I didn't see it as him being defensive about his specifics. I think he was saying,
Mhm.
why would Dick Sucker ever be used as a put down. Like that's
Yeah.
just a good thing to be able to do. Like it makes people happy. So why would that be a bad thing?
Yeah.
That's how I saw it.
I agree with his logic.
Yeah.
I do. It's just like, wait, what? It's one of those stupid insults that are like, do you realize what you're saying right now? If you really have to think about it,
I
it's
mean,
like,
it's
yeah.
just supposed to be homophobic.
Oh, 100%.
There is no real cleverness to it outside of haha.
Yeah, it's purely out of homophobia
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that James Gunn is finding ways to like highlight these things. I'm like, yeah, this is not really an insult anymore if you're bi leaning or just gay or whatever. I'm like, it's a freaking compliment at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good. I'm glad he put that in there. It's a stupid homophobic thing to say.
Yeah.
To try to make fun of
I
someone.
guess I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I was just like, that's a choice to make even
Mhm.
Hawkgirl like not even complicit, but like actively like laughing along and
Mhm.
being like, "Oh, you're so bad, Guy Gardner." I'm like, "Oh, I thought she would have something to say more."
Yeah.
Um, but doesn't matter.
Yep.
It is what it is, and so he has that loss, but then he also goes to see Amelia Harcourt,
Mhm.
and she rejects him hard because he's trying to talk about stuff that we didn't get to see, stuff that happened off
Yeah.
screen in between seasons.
Yeah.
Some kind of boat
Yeah.
explosion.
Which I'm guessing had romantic undertones.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just like, no, it just happened, but I was drunk. I don't remember. And he's like, you seem to remember a lot for someone. She's like, well, it doesn't matter. It happened. So he's feeling dejected, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And at this point, he's only seen that his dad is still in the universe. He hasn't seen everything yet, but this is pushing him, and we'll get back to that later. As far as Harcourt's concerned, she is trying to get a job at what she does best, not just any kind of job, and she can't do it. I do like the joke from the trailer that's in the show of like the reveal that the doctor is talking to her when he says you've got severe like toxic
masculinity. Yeah, absolutely, and it's absolutely hilarious because I'm like, it's a really good joke, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, that is how her character is. It's very, very toxic masculine, and I'm just like, what? It works on so many different levels.
I do like that, and we'll get to it when we get to the episode. I do like that later episodes show you a bit more of why she acts the way she does towards Peacemaker in particular.
Yes,
but there is no denying that. Yeah, she's got toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Just a bit of internalized misogyny there.
Yeah.
Even like this. Yes, this is the one where she starts a fight. The way she starts the fight is you're like, that's again a lot of homophobic stuff there, which for her character I understand she's trying to get a reaction. It's not just how she thinks. She's trying to make a certain kind of person have a certain kind of reaction.
Yeah, she knows what buttons to press, and she presses those buttons. Like, because to me, I'm like, okay, you can't go from Hardcore season 1 being like explaining why the term Oriental is actually racist to a T, and then also doing this stuff without us believing that she's fully aware of what she's actually doing. And she's like, I want to fight right now. That would be therapeutic, and this is how I make it so that, I can get someone else to start the fight and for me to wash my hands clean of it and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, it tracks very, very well.
Yeah. Adebayo, I at first thought she was trying to be a private eye, and then I rewatched. I'm like, oh, she wants to be a mercenary.
Yeah.
I think this is just so how mainstream she is being about being a mercenary. Like, look, I got my cards. We do find out that she is no longer or she just thinks her ex isn't talking to her, but which they do a good job of showing you their reconciliation at the end of season 1. So you are like, oh, that's too bad. I'm just happy that the actor is still in the show.
Yes,
because I'm like, oh, it would suck if you just broke them up off screen. But I like that this is a very natural progression, which is Adebayo who during season 1 I was like, oh, she's very good at manipulating situations, which
Hmm.
doesn't seem to be present in this season yet.
Not so much, no.
Um, I don't know if they forgot about that, but but
I just feel like, are they trying to be like, oh, she's turning a new leaf over since like she got
no,
her
because the
mom
whole her
in
whole thing is
trouble?
that she's just gonna double down on it. Is that
Yeah,
she got a taste
that's
of
fair.
it, and that's what broke her up, and
Hmm.
that's why she's so like disconnected from the sorrow everyone else is feeling, rather
Right.
than vigilante. She's so disconnected because she's like, no, I. She says I do hardcore shit now, and like, yes, that could be her masking stuff, but
Hmm.
we've seen 4 episodes now, and I don't get the sense that she's genuinely like mourning anything. She just thinks like, yeah, this will get better.
Yeah.
And I, yes, there's a level of delusion there, but I don't see it as the sadness that everyone else has.
Right.
I don't think she's got there yet.
It's true. It's true. There's definitely an air of like entitlement to not feel the way everyone else is feeling, even though like she's the one that caused the fallout of the 11th Street kids going public with the announcements and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just it is definitely a lot of delusion in that character for sure. So
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe her energy is more geared towards manipulating herself, especially with
Yep.
the
She's
way
trying to
that
convince
her,
herself. Yeah.
yeah, especially she tries to convince herself like, hey, we're not broken up, we're on a break, like twisting words and all that kind of stuff for her own kind of sake, and even doing things like, yeah, just walking in to
Well,
the
that's next
apartment
episode. We'll
unannounced.
get there.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's she's deluding herself into thinking
Yeah.
like she's hardcore. She does all this shit now, and yeah, it's she is definitely not dealing with the crash out
No.
for sure.
This episode, I feel like, is more her and Peacemaker showing that they're genuinely good friends.
Yes.
That she's the one that drives him to his
Hmm.
tryout.
Hmm.
I don't know even know what you call that.
Interview. Like, I'll call
Yeah,
it an
exactly.
interview. Yeah.
Like it is an interview, but it feels like it should be a tryout, given you're a superhero and you shouldn't just have to talk.
Yeah. It feels like
Uh,
there should be a practical component.
yeah. But yeah, and yes, he does the whole like, well, it's a skinny person on your card. Do you think that's really
Mhm.
being honest about what's going on here? But that I like that he's genuine. Like, hey, like, or have you talked to your ex? Like, what's going on there? He
Mhm.
cares about her more than just what she provides him, which is actual
Yes.
support.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I do like that element, and I'm glad you said the whole maybe she's turning her powers on herself. Of like, I know they're not actual powers, but the first
Mhm.
season was very good at showing how subtly she manipulates situations so that people think it's their idea when really she's the one
Mhm.
doing it. But maybe that's what she's doing to herself this time. She's tricking herself into thinking things will be better.
I think she's got to be for now at least.
Yeah.
It's difficult to say because of course the relationship only comes in the first 2 episodes that we really see so far that we're reviewing. But like, um, and I do hope that comes back toward the end of it and all that kind of stuff. But it's fun to me in the sense where it seems that as Peacemaker gets more honest and more vulnerable, that she's getting more and more deluded in her own
Hmm.
thinking and all that kind of stuff too. So it's kind of like they switched that kind of spot, kind of, but I don't know. It's really, really fun right now.
And then we got Economos or Economist. I don't want to say
Yes.
Economos, but he says Economist on the phone.
Sure.
It's gonna be hard for me to remember that. Anyway, he works for Rick Flag Senior.
Yep.
Again, I didn't realize people were so upset that Rick Flag Senior has black hair in this, but he's got gray hair in Creature
Creature
Commandos,
Commandos. Yeah.
and this is chronologically like after those events, and I was like,
Right.
I don't care.
I don't
I just,
care. It doesn't matter. It's like people are like
James Gunn already
pretending
said
that.
what happened, which was he was filming something else and he couldn't. He needed his hair black.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, who the hell cares? It's like just for
People,
men
people
doesn't
genuinely.
exist. Like
People,
like
well, that's the
hair
thing.
dye
I
doesn't
guess
exist.
does
Like
he say it in the show? Because I know Frank Grillo mentioned, oh yeah, he just sees some just for men. Like he doesn't want to look old. And then James Gunn was like, I mean, you just weren't allowed to not have your black hair.
right.
We couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if people are gonna get mad about that, sure,
They
whatever.
addressed it. I just didn't think that would
I
matter.
Yeah, I
But
just
I
don't
think that's
care.
also because I didn't, and I'm not saying Creature Commandos is bad. I just didn't love it, so I
Sure.
just don't. It wasn't like, oh yeah, well I forgot. I was just like, yeah, he's just in. He's been in everything so far.
Yeah.
Creature Commandos, Superman in this. Good,
It
good for him, I guess.
to me, I'm like, I'm not mad that his hair color's different. That's ridiculous to me.
I
It
think, especially in later episodes, knowing who his son is and what his son looks like, I think people are like, are you going to try a little bit for him to look like he could be not just his brother?
mm, I guess so.
But I think they said canonically he had Rick Flag Jr. when he was 18.
Right.
And in real life, he's only 15, or yeah, Joel Kinnaman's only 15 years younger, so it is a reasonable
Yeah, it's reasonable.
gap.
I don't think there's anything unreasonable about it. It perfectly
They're also not
tracks.
beside each other, so it just
Yeah.
doesn't ever really matter to me.
Yeah, that. And also I'm just like I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. I had to watch 30-year-olds pretend that they were teenagers for like multiple movies. So
Oh, so you
I'm
thought
not
Rick Flag Sr. was 12.
no, not like that. I'm just like, I just know that that's the intention of the character. I'm not going to fuss about that kind of stuff. I care more about the actual performance and what they do with it,
Yeah,
as opposed to stuff like hair color. I think that's ridiculous. But I mean, people get upset over it.
they
Sure.
do. Yeah, so that's where Economist is now. He's
Yeah.
working. He didn't lose his job like everyone else did.
No.
And but he's still got love for his team.
Yes.
I'm glad that they point out that Rick Flag doesn't trust him because of this.
Yes.
I like that it's not like, oh, he's really pulling one over on Rick Flag. Rick Flag Senior's like, I don't trust this guy. Like,
Yep.
we're putting. I love who they put on him in the next episode, but it is just like, yeah, I'm not playing around here because obviously he wants to get the person who killed his son.
Yep. And yeah, I love all of it. Just him coming in. It's like, hey, I want those classified files, and just him pulling rank and being like, yeah, I'm the director now, so I can do whatever I want. It's wild.
And then this episode ends with after a big orgy, or during a big orgy, I should say.
During
not
an
after,
orgy, yes.
During a big orgy. Peacemaker goes into the other universe, and he gets to talk to his brother and like actually have like a sit down. Does he do that in this episode? He very least gets the whole "we thought you were in Blue Haven."
Yeah.
And then yeah, he talks to his family in this episode, but he ends up fighting the version of him from that universe and killing that version. And I was like, so you've killed your dad, your brother, and now yourself. That's
Yes.
wild.
It is wild. Like it's I don't know what kind of therapy he needs for that, but it's yeah, that's wild.
And
he kills himself, his dad,
like
and his
in
brother.
Other episodes, he's like, I don't like I didn't like him looking at me. It's not fun. It's not cool.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm glad. Yes, he's shaken up about killing himself, but it's also just like in general, he wasn't like, well, that's great that I met myself. He's like, there's something fucked up about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's most of episode 1. I'm sure we missed stuff, but episode 2, I'll talk about Vigilante now. I know he's in the first episode.
Yes.
He still works at, is that a pizza place? He's at a restaurant.
He's at a restaurant.
And I feel like this season, the big thing is him getting things wrong about things he claims he loves.
Yeah.
He's talking about owls.
Like, ask me anything about owls.
Yeah. I know that's episode 1, but then I think this is the episode. I think this is the episode where he's like, yeah, like how many like tarantulas have 2 eyes? And Economist is like, they have 8. You said that so confidently, I had to look down to just make sure I saw that right, and I knew the answer. But anyway, he comes to help Peacemaker cut up the body and get rid of it.
Yep.
And I do like that he's a bit upset that he wasn't invited to the orgy.
The orgy? Yep.
Peacemaker's like, I just didn't really think you were a sex guy. And he's like, I don't care about the sex for the activity. I care about it because it's a great excuse to hang out with my best friend. And I'm like, in general, yeah, that's a good way of putting it if you're in a committed relationship.
I mean, yes, it's don't get me wrong, like it's one of those situations where if you have sex in the same room with your best friend, that is a bonding moment for sure.
Yeah, I was just.
However, I think he completely misunderstands the reason why he had the orgy, which is to I want to wallow in my
Mhm.
own depression and escape everything right now. And even the level of the orgy that he had going on, which was wild, didn't even get to do that. He had to confront himself. He had to
No,
face
he
that
wasn't
that
able
part of
to
it.
enjoy that. Not that I
Exactly.
think he ever even really thought he was going to enjoy it, but he couldn't engage with it. Even
Exactly.
there were people kissing on him and stuff, but he was just like out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was so distracted by it. He was trying to use the orgy as a distraction, right? So it's just like,
Hmm.
yeah, he couldn't. He had to face that version. He had to face himself, literally and figuratively.
Well, I think at that point in the orgy in episode 1, that's
Mhm.
him just being like what he actually wants, which is for people to love him and respect him.
Yes.
And it seemed like there were people there that were going to fulfill a version of that by like the way people talked about him at the orgy, but
Yeah.
he knew that that wasn't real.
Yes.
I mean, going to another universe doesn't feel real either, but
Mhm.
he did. So
It's
that's
more real than the type of connections you're gonna make at that orgy.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're lying, it's not really a real connection. But yeah,
Yep.
if you're not gonna be like, oh, I'm from a different dimension. But yeah, he cleans that up and he lets Vigilante know about what's going on with that.
Mhm.
Economist, we find, is met by Flurry, played by Tim Meadows, and he's great.
Who I love Tim Meadows.
I'm always a Tim Meadows fan, but in this, I'm just like, this is great. Like his whole like, I've got bird blindness, and
Bird.
I thought he was fucking with him until the
So
end of
did
the episode.
I.
Damn, bird blindness. But
I can't believe that duck is flying out.
yeah, but I also like when he sees Adebayo and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, economist. Did I just make you feel uncomfortable by sexualizing someone you respect? And he's like, yeah, God. He's like, oh, because I'm thinking of tapping that.
He's so good. I loved Tim Meadows so much. When I first saw him in the first episode amongst the dance, I
Hmm.
was like, Tim Meadows is in this? And I
Well,
was
I saw him
so
in the trailer, but I
angry.
was like, what is he gonna like? What's he gonna be able to do? And I'm like, he's doing exactly what I would want him to do. This is
Yes,
great.
he's so good. I love so much of what he does, and he does it so perfectly in this. It's great.
I also like when he's like, this guy looks like he catches Pokemon, and he's like, it's Pokemon. That's the plural. That's and he's like, hey man, Pokemon grammar is not my bag.
I
Um,
love all the nicknames he gives. It's just so
yeah,
ridiculous. Like he's calling
I
him
especially like it
Ginger
later when he's
Cool.
like, you almost got titties killed. Like not as a joke. He was just legitimately like, I'm not gonna remember your names. This is how it's gonna work.
It's the most ridiculous and the worst thing in the world because he gets like that one guy, his Pony Boy, barely
Yeah,
legal, and QP Doll.
yeah,
I lost it at QP Doll. I'm like, oh my god, that's
it's
hilarious.
great stuff.
It's
Um,
so good, and I really hope that Tim Meadows just like Cena in season 1, how he just like improved a whole bunch of stuff, that he improved those names. That would have been so funny to me.
Maybe I think he definitely improv the whole when you were learning that I had 2 hot bitches sucking my dick, and then when he's like, "Oh yeah, who?" and then he has to explain who the women are.
Yeah,
I feel like that's improvised.
definitely.
That feels very funny. Um, this is where Adebayo goes back to her ex, and like, we talked about it. She's
Yes.
very delusional, and I think this is what highlighted, in addition to the scene later, the fact that I'm like, oh, she can't just manipulate situations anymore the way she
Mhm.
used to be able to, because she says the whole, well, we're on a break. And the ex is like, no, we're not. We were broken up, and what are you
Mhm.
doing? You can't just show up here. Um, and I like that she's kind of Adebayo is kind of like, well, you're supposed to support my dreams, and the ex is like, not if it's what's pulling us apart. Like that's
Yes.
not at all. Um, not
And
that
I
not that I think any viewer thought that Adebayo was in the right in this
Mhm.
situation, but it is like good as I said, it's good that the actress came back and that
Mhm.
she has a presence in the show.
Yeah. I ultimately love that is the idea of like you can see her trying to manipulate things again. And then it's just like and the ex has gotten to the point, and I'm sorry I forgot her name, but the ex has gotten to the point where I'm like, yeah, that shit's not gonna work on me anymore. It's just
Hmm.
like and everyone gets to that point of like, oh, you've manipulated me enough. None of these games are ever gonna work on me ever again. And I love that for the ex. I hate that she's got to deal with this though, because it
Yeah.
is just a toxic situation where I'm like,
Kia.
yeah,
Her name's
Kia,
Kia.
yeah, I hate that Kia doesn't get her ability to separate from this, and gets a drop in unannounced, which
Which
is
would be
legally
very
breaking and
upsetting.
entering.
It would be
It's
very
legally breaking and
upsetting to be
entering.
like, what
Yeah.
are you doing in my
Yes.
house? Like,
Yep.
you shouldn't be here. Um, yeah, some
I,
good old Adebayo not being able to manipulate the situation.
yep.
Uh, but the 11th Street kids do meet up. They get some drinks on a rooftop, and it feels like Rick Flag. So this is the thing. Does he knows enough to be like, we're gonna close in on Peacemaker, but seems surprised that he's not there, even though it felt like everyone was on the same page that they knew Economist was meeting up with those people.
Hmm.
And I was like, did they just give them the slip, or like how is this working out like this? Wouldn't they just
Yeah.
keep tabs on where Economist is?
Well, wasn't that yes? So wasn't that initially used as an excuse to try to get into the house the first time, where they're like, "Oh, good, Economist is over here. We don't trust him. He's going to distract Peacemaker and everyone else like that, and that's our and the
So they
nickname people
weren't
to
trying to
go
get
in."
Peacemaker. They just wanted to get in there and see what's going on with
They
because
wanted
they're
to see
worried about the
the
pocket dimension stuff.
yes, absolutely,
Okay.
because and this is what I like is that he was like, "Hey, the other pocket dimension almost ate up a whole town, aka Metropolis,
Yeah,
like
the
talking
Superman
about
movie.
that. Yeah, the Superman movie and all that kind of stuff. So it gives us valid reason why they would care about something like this. And I'm just like, okay, this is actually quite clever. And that's what I remember from that is like, yeah, okay,
And that
you
makes
go
sense.
and
Yeah,
we're
they're
gonna
not trying
go
to
check this out.
capture it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's we haven't talked about her yet, but Sasha Bordeaux is in this, who is a
Yes.
Batman character,
Mhm.
and it feels like she's more into the actual saving the world aspect and less into the we got to get
Mhm.
Peacemaker to get to avenge Rick Flag Jr.'s death.
Oh yeah, that's 100% him. Because like Bordeaux is the entire time pushing back on him, being like, "Those are classified files." Like it was her that he pulls rank on. So yeah, 100%. She's very much seeing through Rick Flag Senior's kind of uh vendetta in this is like where he's just basically he wants to get Peacemaker, and find any reason to throw the book at him and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the pocket dimension stuff is like a real nice. Well, this was lucky for me.
yeah, we got
It's a
him kind
freebie.
of deal. Yeah.
Okay, this makes more sense. So, because I just remember the whole Flurry, aka Tim Meadows'
Mhm.
character, being like, "Yeah, Bordeaux wants to know if you're still going to that thing today.
Mhm.
He's coming and he's gonna have bells on." Check. He said he's gonna have bells. He's like, "Well, no, I added that part, but you get what I mean." And I was like, "Yeah." So it seems like everyone's on board with what this is, but as
Mhm.
you rightly pointed out, that was supposed to be the distraction.
Yep.
They just didn't account for Eagly, which leads to some
Yes.
great comedy of why didn't you tell us there was a huge duck there? And he's like, yeah, he's got a meta duck there, or whatever. He said something with like to the extent of like meta human duck, and then he's like, he just has a regular eagle. He's like, what? Why would you why would you take advantage of my bird blindness? Is it
I
funny?
love
Yes.
I loved how offended he is. Like, it's messed up that you would take someone's disability and use it against them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I,
And it's only Tim Meadows that can pull it off.
yeah.
It's such
Because
a
in
straight
the first
face.
episode, I forgot to mention the other part I liked, where he was like, "Hummingbird, like flaps its wings very big, it's very small."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "I only know that because I read it. All these motherfuckers look the
They
same and
all
act the
look the
same
same.
to me."
The most ridiculous thing is like we're getting attacked by a duck, and I'm like, at that point, how would you even? Well, I guess because he's reading it, but it's just so freaking funny to me the entire time.
I'm just glad Eagly made it out alive.
Yep.
But yeah, he really got those.
He messed
agents.
them up.
He got
Like,
them
easily
good.
messed them up good.
At the party, Peacemaker tries again to talk to her, and
Hardcore.
I should have said hardcore. And she's just like, "Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? If I
Mhm.
was basically a much nicer version, even though it's not nice, than what she did to that woman in the pharmacy."
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, how is this going to play out? Because this woman is doing a really nice thing, but
Yes.
you're also like, it's not going to work with her. You should leave her alone. But I am just like, but this is such a nice thing this woman is doing by
Yeah.
being like, like trying not to embarrass her, but being like, if you're in a bad situation, here's how. And she's like, I'm not a mirror. I like that wording of like, I'm not a mirror. You can't just, if it happened to you, doesn't mean it's happening to me, and I got my own shit. I think that's some strong stuff there as well. Just how. The reason I think it's strong is because it sets it up as like, oh yeah, Harcourt's just gonna push people away that are trying to get close. But she is doing that to that woman, but she's pushing Peacemaker away for a different reason. I mean, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. That she could be doing it for both reasons, but it is like there is a different reason an additional reason for Peacemaker.
Yeah,
but it kind of hides that until they're ready to reveal it.
Yeah, which is why I feel like the diagnosis of toxic masculinity is so spot on because I'm like, yeah, if you do have someone that's toxically positive, then any kind of vulnerability given to or displayed would threaten that veil of tough guy that you've put on, right? So it's the fact that both these women both this woman in the pharmacy as well as Peacemaker being vulnerable and genuine to her and bearing their souls, it's the thing that's like, no, I can't handle that. Like, go back to being a douchebag, and then we can have fun and do whatever. Like, I'm 100% sure that would be the case for this version of Hardcore. And I say this version or this dimension's Hardcore because the other one is actually quite different in the other dimension. But yeah.
Well, she's certainly happier.
She's certainly happier.
So yeah, this is also another like rejection for Peacemaker. So he goes to try and contact. They call her Harcourt too on the official podcast.
Sure.
But yeah, the other dimension's Harcourt, and I like the detail of obviously he can't send anything to her when he's in his dimension. So he goes back into that dimension and kind of passes out in the library. I think that's everything I cared about in episode 2.
That's pretty much it.
Episode 3 is the big reveal that Harcourt was seeing Rick Flag Jr. before the events of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and literally the day of, which is cool.
That they added that he still was dating June Moon.
Yes.
From Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad. But yeah, I like that. I think upon first thing I was like, this must be the other universe, but it's not. It is our universe that's happening in. Which is that is the reason she's been pretty like initially didn't like him, but also is not going to let him get closer now because she would still be actively thinking about what he did. No, there's always going to be that distance there until they can address it openly.
Yeah.
But I like that bit of expansion of lore because I think James Gunn said that's something his wife, who plays Amelia Harcourt, knew the whole time. Like when she got this, I'm like, that's really cool that she was able to thread that through first season as well.
That is really cool. Yeah.
I guess it is important. They considered each other when they spoke openly to be just best friends, but obviously they were hooking up, and he explicitly says he's cheating on Enchantress, and he wouldn't ever dare break up with her because then she would kill everyone, basically.
Yeah.
which I feel like she wouldn't, but you know,
Yeah, I mean, I whether or not she would, I feel like that's his excuse for being like, yeah, this is why I'm not
no,
having a
I
difficult
think
conversation.
that's I bring it up because it's important to be like, I don't think she's that in love with him that would be the game. So then it does make it more clear that's just an excuse he's giving. He is being shitty.
Yes,
In addition to the cheating, he's not being honest with her
yes,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah, 100%.
Um, yeah. So then he wakes up. His brother's there, and I think they do an initial. I know they have a full on conversation about it later in the episode,
Hmm.
but there's an initial thing of like, hey, like I thought you weren't gonna do this kind of stuff anymore. So obviously, in that universe, he does have a drug problem. We see that later when he goes to get his clothes.
Hmm.
Peacemaker is more of just from our universe seems to just be drunk. Not seems to be. He's only drunk in that one. We know he did drugs during the orgy, but this one was just drunk. So he's like, no,
Yeah,
it's just alcohol. And
drunken, yeah, yeah, weed as well, but
well, I don't know if he did that in this
not in
episode
this
two. In
episode. But
episode
during
two,
the
he was
orgy, he
yeah,
was
yeah,
definitely using a lot of weed for sure.
and he did coke as well.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Um, but yeah, I like that concern,
Hmm.
and then I wish I caught this the first time when he says it looks like the Kardashians' couch, and the brother goes, "Who are those people?"
Hmm.
Uh, but I didn't catch on to what I think everyone has already agreed is happening here until he actually went outside on his peace cycle, and I was
Hmm.
like, literally everyone's white. What is
Yes.
going on here?
Hmm.
Uh, and I guess people know Planet X, which I don't think like they're going to one for one do in this, but I think
Hmm.
that's what everyone thinks this is, which would be the Nazi planet,
Right.
where the Nazis won. Uh, because I was like, just too many white people.
Yeah.
Especially since we're talking about a show where there's like Adebayo, um,
Hmm.
Fleury, Sasha Bordeaux. Like,
Hmm.
it's not a show that's like, well, there's just white people here. Like, there is a bunch of different people in the cast. So I was like, why is this one? I think immediately was just like, no, no, I don't trust this. I think when I saw the first episode, everyone's like, nah, you can't trust that his dad is a good guy even in this universe,
Hmm.
and I was just like, oh, I mean, I'm down for that, but I didn't see it until this one where I was like, no, everyone's just white, which would make it easier for a racist to just be a happy person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of the itch I got in the back of my neck in the sense where I'm like, oh, the dad's happy. Feels like it must be a racist universe or something like that.
Also,
If
they have like
the
swastika ashtrays. I didn't see people have shown the
I
screen
didn't
grabs.
see
I
that.
didn't see those, but yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
just straight up have swastika ashtrays.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So this has got to be the Nazi dimension, or like you said.
Well,
Um,
just like yeah, I mean, I think people have been saying like, well, the Kardashians are popular because of the OJ trial, and then in general they date black men. But I'm like,
but
they
they're also
are
people of
Armenian, so
color.
that
Yeah.
would be I mean, very loosely. That's very liberal use of person of color, but
Yeah.
they are Armenian, which I would think would still go under the whole not
Yeah.
okay with Nazis.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's what's happening in this universe. In addition to the big reveal that
Mhm.
again, a good job of making you look over in one direction of like, oh my gosh, she was dating Rick Flag, and this explains so much. And I think I've seen people watch and not fully understand that everyone is white there.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I
I
didn't
what
see the Nazi ashtrays, which aren't even really hidden. It's like there's establishing shots where you can see them.
gotcha. I gotta rewatch that again because I watched it on a laptop on a flight home and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So I definitely there definitely would have been details that I would have missed, but I definitely noticed them. Like, yeah, there's a lot of white people. There's only white people. It especially considering the fact that I'm like, this is James Gunn. He's very purposeful about putting different ethnicities and races in the background and within like within the show. So I'm like, that seems like a purposeful decision. Let's see how this plays out. And
yeah. That's
suspicions
as of what
confirmed.
we've seen, nothing has been revealed on that,
Yes.
or was explicitly stated.
Hmm.
Like, we've only seen the first 4 episodes. But yeah, I do like the change in Rick Flag Jr. here. He's kind of a loser.
Yes. He's an insecure loser.
Yeah,
That's kind of great.
that was some good stuff. But I
Hmm.
like when I think John Cena's done a good job of every character he meets, just playing all these different things at once. And I
Hmm.
like when he is confronted by this universe's Rick Flag Jr. when he's just like, one, he knows he shouldn't be there, so there's like the, but there's also like, and I killed you, and
Hmm.
I'm now piecing together how many people he's killed in this universe. It is, including their Peacemaker. Um, but yeah, it is a very. I think this is one of the funnier moments of just Rick Flag Jr. like lurking in the background and trying to like make sure that nothing's
Hmm.
going on with him and Harcourt, who seems very up for getting back with this Peacemaker.
Oh,
Which
100%.
I'm also like, but he's a racist. Like, if what we think is happening, it's like,
Hmm.
oh no. I know the show won't ultimately let him be there, but they're giving him everything he wants in this universe. Again,
Hmm.
he's got what he needs with a loving father and his brother still alive. But what he wants is Harcourt and for people to love him. And so even when he's driving to Argus and the kid's like, I love you, Peacemaker, which I think is hilarious.
Hmm.
He's like, yeah, this is the best universe ever. Why would I
Hmm.
ever leave? And you're like, yeah, you're going to find out.
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna find out real fast. And one of the biggest things is I feel like because I can see what James Gunn is layering through this whole thing. It's just like, listen, yeah, you could want people to love you and validate you through that, but I feel like ultimately he's going towards you gotta love and validate yourself though. And
Yeah,
because
he still has work to do on himself.
absolutely,
There's
absolutely. He's done a ton of work to be vulnerable, show up for his friends, take genuine interest, all that kind of stuff. But the final boss is still literally and figuratively himself. He's got to
mm-hmm,
be able to find a place where he can accept love and validation from himself, and stop beating himself up over the circumstances to which he was born into, which he actually eloquently describes quite well in one of the
in the
episodes.
interview.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
The whatever I called it a tryout, but yeah, the interview for the
Yeah,
Justice Gang. Yeah, he very succinctly uh, details that.
yeah.
Um, Another thing to talk about the Nazi thing. I don't know how true this is, but the fact that they actually say Bloodhaven, even though I feel like everyone in their head has always said Bloodhaven for
Hmm.
where like Nightwing ends up,
Hmm.
made people be like, that. I mean, that could be like a Nazi thing that they actually pronounce it properly, like
Like a
Bloodhaven.
German kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
pronunciation.
like the what the umlauts over the U and
The
everything.
umlaut, yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, again, there's the ashtray that makes it feel like, well, there's no way around this now. But
yeah,
for me, it was simply just, why are there so many white people? But I did
yeah,
also in the first episode be like, it's Bloodhaven. I would have never called it that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of signs in retrospect, and I got to rewatch the episode because like it's just so. To me, it was just like anytime I'm saying like, oh, it's only white people here. This feels sketchy, and it gets
Mm-hmm.
my back up immediately, right?
I just like that
In
it's on purpose.
yes, in this is it's great stuff, and it's one of those things to be like, yeah, you unpacked a lot of the stuff that you were born into, but clearly you haven't unpacked it all because seeing only white people around you should have, if you've unpacked all that kind of stuff, really start to get you to wonder why you're feeling more comfortable in that, especially when Vigilante goes like, yeah, we kill a disproportionate amount of people of color in the first
Mm-hmm.
season.
It's like, okay, I'll just fight crime somewhere else.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Peacemaker has to save the DMV because these people, I can't remember that, what are the Sons of Liberty or whatever.
Yeah.
They come to terrorize, and he does it. He kills them all without his suit. Even people point out like, oh, he's not even wearing his suit. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, he's just that good.
Yeah.
Um, and his brother gives him some more validation when he comes in
Mhm.
at the end. He's like, oh, you did it, brother. And they have their conversation after that. The whole like, I'm always going to be here, and like, you can't say enough about John Cena's delivery of things. Like this is more meaningful than you could ever know.
Yeah.
He plays it so earnestly, especially in a show where a lot of it is supposed to be jokes. I feel like he is nailing the parts where you need it to be grounded in his sadness.
Yeah, Cena's doing some real good acting. Like really, really good. I'm just genuinely impressed.
Um, yeah, Adebayo is trying to get Harcourt to like Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Again, we already know why that's not going to work out.
Yep.
And Economist gets put on a team with Flurry, Judo Master, and Red Saint Wild. And
Yep.
I love that Judo Master's back and that he has an axe to grind.
Yeah. I love it. I love Judo Master so much. Does he say something to the effect of like, "Hey, remember that time you hit me with the car?"
I'm just curious. Do you remember? He's like, yeah, it was one of the best moments of my life.
Yeah. It's so wild.
I wish you were dead right now. Your carcass is like, so that's what you want is for me to be right in front of you dead. He's like, and you would have to carry me around. He's like, you're thinking way too hard about this. Yeah, so that's kind of where they leave it, where they're like, all right, we're taking this more seriously, and we're gonna get Eagly for what Eagly did to us.
Yeah.
And so now Rick Flag has a vendetta, and also the rest of the Argus team.
Yep. And they got Michael Rooker to play.
Yeah, we'll get into that in episode 4.
Yeah. Okay. Is that not revealed in episode 3?
No, that's what I'm saying. He is Red Saint Wild. That's Michael Rooker. I'm just saying we'll get into his character.
Right. I'm just saying that he's a part of the team now. They brought in extra help to deal with Eagly because he is specifically there to kill eagles. And we're going to talk about it more.
So episode 4, we get a flashback to where Peacemaker's dad actually got the dimension portal thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
The door to different dimensions.
I did not like that scene. That was rough.
Yeah.
The sounds that creature was making.
Especially I mean, I feel like one thing that James Gunn does well is like have these creatures that you can form a bond with, even if he's going to kill them. And I'm like, we didn't even get to like it is on purpose very upsetting. But I do feel for the creature, especially because everything about his body language is like, please wait, I need help.
Right.
Not being aggressive at all. But his dad is a terrible person, so
yeah,
there you go. And kills him, and he really gives young Peacemaker a big smack to the face. And he's like, jeez.
Yeah.
I'm glad he shot you dead. Like, I know, I'm sorry. No one should ever die. Sorry. No.
Meta. Yeah, and then of course you see the metal thing that comes in later in the episode and all that kind of stuff, and I was just like, oh, this is interesting, because I was like, is that the prototype for the helmet? And then
no,
it's not.
It's just the dimensional door. Economist has a great scene where he just gets mad at every single person on the team. This is where they really lean into how culturally inappropriate Red Saint Wild is, and I'm just I'm really gonna need this guy to again, no one should ever die. But like everyone should be alive and be able to keep doing terrible things. Everybody should. And if they die, then you gotta act like they're a really good person. Don't worry. Because death turns you into a saint. Yeah, a Saint Wild. But
nice.
I really need him to come to a terrible end.
Yeah.
I get that they're joking on him, but and I'm giving James Gunn the benefit of the doubt. Like, I feel like the first season showed that he's not gonna just let that sit there as for jokes. But I am having a hard time with him.
Yeah, he's not great.
The way he's dressed, the when he does his dance at the end, and
And even the
With
fact that
everything he says, like,
yeah,
especially when it comes to Judo Master, but just in general, everything he says, I'm
yeah,
just like, I don't like this guy needs to go.
yeah, he's rough. He's racist and terrible. He's bad folk for sure.
And then there's the extra sting of, oh man, what he did worked, and now he found Eagly, and essentially, I know that Peacemaker's not there, but he's found where they're hiding out, and
Yes.
I'm just like, fuck, no,
Yeah, that's not
I
great.
don't want him to have any wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I want him to come to a very embarrassing death.
Yeah,
Absolutely, I do. Because even when Economos was lying to him, he's like, oh, "This is the foretold." But I'm like, "Oh no."
yeah, that was great because, yeah, the episode makes it seem like he dies at one point when Economist is like, I'm not gonna actually let you guys get Peacemaker, and he pushes
Yeah.
him down on a rock. But
Mhm.
then he gets up and he's like, and then the second eagle came. He's like, a second eagle? No, 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 that can't be. And he's like, whoa, no, this is not what makes it crazy. He's like, no, 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 no. And I just like that as Economist is talking, he's like, nope, can't be right. No, that's not right. That's not. Right. I'm like, he's right. But it is just funny how Economist thinks he can just keep going with this, and this guy's like, absolutely not. Nope, that's not right. That's not
Yep.
true.
Yeah,
Um,
unless it's this ancient
mhm.
lore taken by from the First Nations peoples. And he even says like, "Oh, there's a lot of conflict, but I know better than them." And I'm like, "Oh God, this guy's got to go.
Yeah.
He's got to go. He is
Um,
rough for
I
sure."
just hope
But
he's not a father.
yeah, I
Then
genuinely, yeah, because then it
he's
would be like,
sad.
oh yeah, we really really have to be like, oh, compassionate
Yeah,
towards him, even though there was no
yeah,
compassion given.
yeah,
Well, it was live, that kind of
yeah.
nonsense.
Uh, yeah. Then Peacemaker gets home and he sees all the mess. And he's, I like, because Eagly can't talk. He's just like, "What did you do?" Like, "Oh, and you ate all this food. This is
Yeah.
my baloney." Um, but Economist is texting him. Uh, I do like that, even though he had typos, or I guess not typos. Peacemaker just had bad grammar, which apparently John Cena did not appreciate. Like how he
Right.
kept saying "your" to Harcourt, and John Cena was like, "Please, like, don't make me do that." And James Gunn, it is that's what's happening. Um, but obviously, Economist is just in the van trying to text, so he's not looking.
Mhm.
And I just like Peacemaker trying to piece it together, like, does he mean agent? What is this? What's he saying? And then he's finally like, I guess we just got to get out of here.
Yeah, yeah. But texting without looking at your phone is an art that I think the majority of millennials figured out when we had the Nokia phones and all that kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff.
I
It was
mean, I
wild.
was
It was a
surprised no one
wild
caught
skill.
him.
Yeah.
I genuinely, because he was not doing it that
He was
stealthily.
not smooth whatsoever.
No.
And it's just like, oh man, you're even taking the phone kind of out of your pocket so everyone can see
Yes.
the screens lit up. And I'm like, what is this guy is not smooth whatsoever, which is why I'm like, yeah, I get why
And he also,
Flag wants to keep him around so he could be like, yeah, he's
yes, to
gonna
keep
mess up
him.
eventually. We'll get him.
But like he also brought attention to himself by shitting on every single person in the
Yes.
van.
Yep.
So yeah, they would have. I mean, I guess they just didn't see him, and it doesn't matter because the episode ends the way it does. But I was
Yep.
just like, oh man, this it's not that smooth about this.
He's definitely not smooth whatsoever.
Um, I know this doesn't happen in this order, but in general, this was the other thing that made me be like, oh, Adebayo just doesn't have it again this season. Was
Mhm.
when she's trying to convince Peacemaker that maybe the universe or the portal is just showing him what he wants to see, and it's not real.
Yeah.
For me, I was just like, man, if he takes her in there with him, they're gonna find out real quick what kind of universe that is.
Yeah.
But I like that they're not really leaning on that tension. It's just like, for me, I'm like, I don't know if she makes it out alive if she goes there, or like,
She's not
or at
going
least
to.
makes it out unchanged.
Yeah, she's going to be very scathed if she goes in there.
Yeah,
Which is obviously not great.
but yeah, just
Um,
the way that she's not able to convince Peacemaker of not going back in there.
right. And it's a hard sell. At the end of the day, she says the right thing in the sense where it's like, yeah, whatever's in there, it's not going to take away what's inside you right now. And I'm like, yes, that's 100%
Yeah, the
true.
whole the everything that's not within you will even itself out, but you got to deal
Yes.
with what's in you.
Mhm.
is the right thing.
Yep.
And I like that she eventually backs off the whole what is actually happening in there. She's like, it doesn't matter what's happening in there because
Mm.
you're not going to tell them who you really are, and you like you're
Mhm.
definitely not going to tell them you killed their peacemaker.
Yep.
So you just shouldn't be going in there. It's not good. No
Yep.
matter what's going on in there, it's not good. So yeah, I appreciated that, but it did make me like, oh man, like I feel like season one out of Bio would have had him at least be like, yeah, I guess I can't go in there.
I I think so. I think so. Yeah. I I I do agree with that. She is definitely slipping in her ability to manipulate. But like I said, is
Yeah.
she more concerned about manipulating herself or other
Mm-hmm.
people now?
No,
Especially
I
that she
like that.
cares about other people, the 11th Street kids that are in her proximity.
Right,
She
like she
does
wouldn't
care
try to
about them.
manipulate them again.
Yeah, not to that degree at least, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I feel like we constantly talk about the term manipulation, and I don't
Yeah.
think that she wants to manipulate her friends. I think
Yeah.
she wants to encourage them to do certain things, but in season one, she was manipulating people.
She straight up was, which is
Yeah,
like
like
hard
not
for
just
me to
friends.
see that I'm like, oh, so you're gonna manipulate your ex, but not your friends. Like what?
Hmm.
Like what are we doing here?
Well, I think
On
that
bio?
goes to show that you need the audience to be like, yeah, that should definitely be her ex because she's not respecting that person at all.
Correct. Yes.
There's no version of what she's doing with um, Kia is visible in how she interacts with literally anyone else,
Mhm.
even someone like Vigilante in this
Correct.
season.
Yeah, yeah, I love that you point that out. She treats Vigilante with way more respect than she does with Kia. And I'm like, yeah, they need to be broken up. That's not good. Anyone that manipulates you does not love you.
Yeah.
That is just a straight up fact. Um it's yeah, it's rough stuff to see her in this season for sure.
Um. Yeah. So at this point, Rick Flag is like, all right, just give me Harcourt's address. I'm gonna go to her, and he confirms to her that she's been black booked.
Yep.
And he's like, well, the only way you can get yourself out of that is bringing me Peacemaker. But I do like the details of her saying why isn't at a bio. Like she's the one that actually said it, and he's like,
Mhm.
because that's Waller's daughter. Like obviously, I don't know
Yeah.
what do you. And she's like, well, I would have told her not to do it. She didn't even talk to me about it. I didn't. It wasn't my choice, which I thought was interesting information because I don't think she's lying about that.
Mhm.
Um, but I just like that Rick Flag's like, So just you're gonna give us Peacemaker, obviously, because you want to work again.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, how could she? But I also see her being like, I literally can't make any money, and they're going to turn off my utilities.
Yep. Yep. I think the first episode did a great job of showing you the past due bills and all that kind of stuff that are stacking up and kind of the situation she's in for sure. Because that's the easiest way to manipulate someone to do something that they don't want to do is you got to have them desperate. And that is a
Mm-hmm.
desperate woman right there.
So yeah, she definitely goes through with picking a meeting time
Mhm.
with Peacemaker being like, I need to talk to this universe's Harcourt before
Mhm.
I go and seal the deal with the other universe Harcourt.
Yeah. Which is
All
not
while
going to end well.
no,
It's not
all
going to end
while
well
he's
for her.
trying to like play a shell game with where the actual portal,
Yes.
dimension portal is, and he creates a new one, using the thing that looks like his helmet but is not his helmet. He
Yes.
creates a new one that he got from the alien. He successfully creates a new one because Economist is able to stall long enough to be like, now there's a lot of different ways to open this door.
Mhm.
Which way is the best way? And I like that Sasha Bordeaux is like, didn't you break into Argus? He's like, yeah, I mean, I got caught doing it though.
Yeah.
I didn't successfully do it.
Yeah, that I really like that point. It's like, yeah, I got this job because of that, but I didn't actually successfully do it. So how good am I? And I'm like, yeah, that's really good. So like doubt that you're casting upon yourself
Yeah.
to be like, since everyone's already annoyed at you, to be like, yeah, okay, this does make sense. And he's really smart that way, right? He's just not smooth about it.
No, he knows what he needs to do, but yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think any part of him is smooth in this episode. But
absolutely not.
you
Yeah.
know, that's not his
It'd
bag,
be weird
really.
if he started being smooth. I'd be like,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. What is this? Like, I need a Economos that's fumbling over a lot of stuff, not stupid and incompetent, but just like someone that gets a lot of social anxiety in the way of getting the things that he wants and all that kind of stuff.
So yeah, that happens. The new dimension's made so that by the time they open the door
Mhm.
in Peacemaker's house, they're like, nothing's in here.
It's just a closet.
And yep. And then Red Saint Wild does the offensive stuff,
Yep.
and
Terribly
which I feel
offensive.
like that was one of the first pictures we knew of Michael Rooker, so I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, he does it. He sees where Eagly is going, and I'm just like, no, he got to win.
Yeah.
And that's what we've seen so far.
That's what we
Is
see so
they
far.
uh, I wonder if Peacemaker's actually he is showing up to that thing. They're all set up
He's
like
he's 100% showing up to it for
mhm.
sure. And that's where I'm like, yeah, that I feel like that's gonna get him to go to the other dimension
Yeah.
real fast.
I
But
do
one
need him to be confronted with how racist they are. I mean, again,
oh,
this is I
100%.
don't know if that's they're going to confirm. I just feel like they are going to.
I
I'd be
feel like
surprised if they don't, but like
yeah.
I just need him to be confronted with because I want to see what his reaction is.
Oh,
I
100%.
feel like he's gonna be like, yeah, but maybe we could just change that.
Yeah. No, I need to see that because I'm just like it would be wild to me if he was like, yeah, okay, so
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't
just
think it'll
like
be
I
like
get what
that.
I want.
I think he's gonna
It
try
wouldn't
and
be like that for
find a
sure.
way to make it comfortable for him without him saying flat out, "I don't care."
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna have to, which is gonna be um difficult to watch, for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping that he doesn't find a reasonable way to manipulate himself into being like, this is okay.
Yeah, this I would lose respect for the show if that's what they
Oh,
landed
a
on.
hundred percent.
I don't think that's the type of show they're doing. But I
No.
think one thing we haven't pointed out is that it is very clear through how people talk about him and how his initial reaction to seeing our Peacemaker that the
Mhm.
other universe Peacemaker is an asshole. And
Yes,
like
even more so than the original
because it
Peacemaker.
doesn't seem like with Peacemaker you see him as misguided. And I'm not excusing the racist misogynistic
Mhm.
like stuff he was doing before, but like he was misguided because he was just like, oh well, like this is just how I am
Mhm.
versus the I don't think that Peacemaker cared
Mhm.
about that. Like, I don't think if he was confronted with that, he'd be like, "Oh, I guess I have to change." Versus Peacemaker, who obviously in season one was like, "Oh, people don't like this. Oh, I should change."
Yeah.
Um. So when he says in this episode, like, I just feel like it doesn't make sense that I get this shitty reality and he
Mhm.
gets the perfect one. Obviously, I think again, if you've only seen episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, you might have an inkling about what's going on in that universe. But
Mhm.
the if you don't have that, you are like, yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe he should go there and live the better life. It might be easier for him, and then he'll learn a lesson about why he should actually deal with things. But I'm just like, yeah, but it's also the racist dimension. Not that he's not in a racist dimension now, but just like that one's the one where they truly won and have it the way they want to, and that's why there's no issues.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's definitely wild for sure, but yeah, let's hope that the answer is to just nuke that universe.
uh, or just respect that they have a point of view that's not like others,
Oh my God.
and that they very calmly and politely express it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh
uh,
God. Such a wild world we live in.
yeah, just so many posts where I'm like, there was 2 school shootings that day. If you want to do the gun violence route,
Yeah, we're never
anyway,
gonna have a rational discussion about that
no,
with the people that we need to have a rational discussion
yeah.
with. It's never gonna happen.
Uh, anyway, I yeah, I'm enjoying season 2. I like that there is multiple levels to it, like
Yep.
season 1. And it's got Tim Meadows, so it's uh,
Yeah.
making things funnier.
It's making things funnier, and I do like that, like, James Gunn gets the comedy beat with a comedy person instead of having to spread it around to everyone that's going through shit. I think it's working really, really well to be like, yeah, this guy who we're supposed to know is a buffoon too is it's working really, really well. And then Tim Meadows in the DC universe. Awesome.
Good
It's
stuff.
so awesome.
I mean, I would like to see more from Vigilante this season. It doesn't feel
Yes.
like they're using him the best. As like, yeah, I like that he gets things wrong about things he claims he knows about, but I'm like, he doing anything? Like, he doesn't really feel necessary outside
Mhm.
of he was in last season, so we can't just ignore him.
Right.
Everyone else seems to, and I get that his character doesn't clock what's really going on, but it's just like, I mean, everyone else is, even if you want to say Adebayo is being delusional, she's still changed from last season.
Yes.
As in, you can tell last season affected her. She's going the opposite route of like,
Mhm.
yeah, things will be fine. I'll just keep
Mhm.
doing this. But everyone else is like, man, I can't believe what happened, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just here. You know, like I'd like to see more from him
Yeah.
in the next 4 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the vigilante stuff this season is definitely having me at a question mark. Like, this is really, really weird, but I mean, I have enough faith in the show and in James Gunn to be like, no, he's not going to leave that big of a question mark right now. It's going to be a last
Yeah, they'll
half of
figure it
the
out.
thing. They're going to stick the landing, I feel. So like, it's going to be good. I just the biggest question marks to me are like, okay, is Frank uh Rick Flag Sr.'s character really gonna come to peace at the end of this season with everything that happened within Suicide Squad and all that kind of stuff? Um,
I
which
don't
I
know
don't know.
because he said he's in the next movie, so like obviously
He,
he can't die,
well, that's what I
which I
mean
would have
is like
thought.
he's got to get to something in order to move on from this. So I'm just like, is he actually going to be able to do that, or like what's actually going to happen there? And even like with Harcourt being like, yeah, if you read the file, then you would have known that that was Amanda Waller's call. That wasn't him that did it. Like it was her call, and
Yeah, but
all this kind of stuff. And he's just,
like
I
Iron
don't
Man
care.
said, I don't care. He killed my kid.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, yeah, it's pure emotion from him right now. It's and I mean I couldn't even understand or even begin to think what position and emotions he's feeling. I would for sure, if I had that level of power, yeah, I would bend the rules a little bit, at least to know what happened. But then after I read what happens, it's like, oh, that was Waller's call. I'm gonna take it up with Waller. But
Yeah, after I get the guy who did it.
yep, it's obviously he's on a warpath, so we'll see what happens.
Also, he already has her job, so I feel like he doesn't really.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, maybe he will go after her, but I'm like, it feels like you're winning in that aspect.
Right.
Anyway, we'll be back when this season is done. So
Mhm.
after the next 4 episodes, we'll do another episode. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
Nope.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for listening, everybody. You can find us at TDF Spoiled on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, and you can find our podcast on most podcast platforms. So rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends, do all that good stuff, follow. And if you would like to email us, that's spoiledpodcast@gmail.com. And our website is tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten. So yeah, get in touch and look out for the next episode. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.